into this idea of confessing him where it matters. Many of us, many churches, will be able to say, I stood firm for Jesus on X, Y, Z, A, B, C, all these different topics. To which I think the helpful question is usually, and how many of those got you in trouble? What about the things you were told not to say, you're not allowed to say? Were you faithful in confessing him on those things? In a fictitious play written by Elizabeth Charles, about the Reformation, she had this made-up friend of Martin Luther who was called Fritz. And he said it better than I can ever say it. So I'm going to read him, who is really Elizabeth Charles. Fritz said this: "It is the truth which is assailed in any age which tests our faithfulness. It is to confess that we are called, not merely profess. If I profess with the loudest voice and the clearest exposition every portion of the truth of God, except precisely that little point which the world and the devil are at that moment attacking, I'm not confessing Christ. However boldly I may be professing Christianity." Listen to this. "Where the battle rages the hottest, the loyalty of the soldier is proved. And to be steady everywhere else on the battlefield but there is mere fear and disgrace to him if he flinches at that one point." How many churches, how many Christians, preachers, pastors, Christians, us, individuals would say, I'm faithful on a bunch of stuff, Jesus. And Jesus would say they are all half, incomplete, failing works because they are not to complete. They are not to fullness. They are not those ones that the world would have you not do. That's where the faithfulness is tested. In doctrine and in obedience, fear of man, if it makes you draw back, then we are liable to judgment. But if we conquer, white clothes are given us. Look at the blessing that white clothes is, white garments refers to. In the book of Revelation, it comes up multiple times, and the image is priestly. Like the Old Testament priests wearing the beautiful garments. We were going to be given pure white garments, which do two things: make you worthy of being in God's presence, and secondly, equip you for service from God's presence. That's the two ideas that you see in Revelation. That you're allowed in, that you're worthy to be in his presence. We will walk with him, Jesus says, because we are worthy, but also that we are able as priests to work in the temple of God and do good work. So we are useful on the mission. We are useful in the church of God if we confess in word and behavior Jesus Christ. Then we are preserved by God, we are in his presence, and he uses us to serve him.